Hello Tampa Bay, I'm Andrew Duncan with the Duncan Duo, host of the Duncan Duo Real Estate Show on Sundays at 10 o'clock on 970, joined by our El Presidente, is what we call him, Robert Johnson. And Robert, we're talking about summer home selling, summer real estate predictions, and what we think is going to happen this summer. And I'll tell you that I know there's a lot of information out there about, maybe a drop in home values or maybe a drop in the number of homes sold, and a fear that could somehow lead to some bad things in our real estate market. I think everything we're looking at in Tampa Bay, though, says that while that may be the case in California or New York, in Tampa Bay, we're expecting a very robust, potentially record-breaking summer for real estate. Yeah, it's one of those things that we can't obviously predict, but what's been interesting about this year is that everybody thought that the market was going to go down, get worse, it was just the bottom was going to fall out. But what we saw on our end was we saw less sellers putting their home on the market because of all the stuff going on with COVID and everything else. So we didn't have as much inventory for buyers to look for, but there was a ton of buyers because interest rates dropped. Demand. And I think also people decided, you know what, I don't like this about my house. I want to move because they're stuck in their house. Yeah. So we feel like it did create some extra energy for our real estate market. Now it seems like those sellers are coming back in droves to put their house on the market. So the confidence is back. And not only that, but like you said, you had those people that spent a couple months in their home realizing what they did or didn't like and maybe what they want in a new home, or certainly people that said, you know what, I want to move to the burbs. Mm-hmm. And then additionally, on top of all of that that's going to happen this summer, the rest of the country is going to start opening back up, and you're going to get people that are going to say, you know what, I want to leave New York. That was happening before COVID. Mm-hmm. I think of Florida as the second coming of New York, or in other words, Florida. So we already have a lot of New Yorkers here, but I think that trend's going to continue this summer, and I think our Tampa Bay real estate market is going to be better this year in the summer than it was last year. I think both on homes sold as well as on prices with everything that I'm seeing. We don't see prices dropping, and I think the sales that we lost over the couple months of COVID, which weren't a ton. I mean, it was 15 to 20% drop depending on the neighborhood. I think they're going to get replaced over the summer with a robust summer that we're going to have. Yeah, I think for a while, if you're a seller, you're going to fetch a premium because there's just not a ton of inventory out there. And even if people started putting their homes on the market, it would take a while for that inventory to catch up to demand. Right. And as interest rates continue to go down, the demand is still going to be there. So I think at least throughout the rest of the year, demand is and inventory is going to stay low and demand is going to stay strong. Yeah, most experts say a balanced real estate market is between 6 to 9 months of inventory. Below 6 is a seller's market. We're below 3. So we're still seeing homes selling fast. We're still seeing bidding wars. We just had a $1.4 million house go under contract for not even a full percentage point below asking price in a matter of days. Absolutely. And the upper end of the market I was a little concerned about because people a lot of times take their money out of the stock market. They put it down on these upper end homes, maybe their second homes. But when I saw the activity on that home, you realize that the upper end of the market was still very happy. Absolutely. And so here's why. And I think a lot of people, when they look at real estate, they may see what's on CNBC or one of the national news networks that talk about national home sales stats, but real estate's really local. So one of the things that we have here happening in our market, where Manhattan may be going through one of the worst real estate markets ever, you have people in Manhattan that have money and they want to move, and they're able to move and buy a luxury property here while they're trying to sell that one there. They don't have to wait on that one to sell. So I think you're seeing a movement of people, and I also think a major contributor will be people not having to work from an office. I think there'll be a percentage of people being able to work from anywhere. I think that will cause more people to move to a state that has no income tax and that has sunshine all the time, and a much better response to coronavirus. I wouldn't say response, but a much better outlook in terms of the number of people that have been sick and the density, so to speak. So we appreciate you tuning in. When we aren't on air, make sure to follow all of our socials at The Duncan Duo. Check out our radio show every Sunday at 10. And thanks so much for tuning in. Have an awesome day.